Hello everybody, hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. You join me and Mittens, who's having a little sniff of the flowers here, in the living room on a rather warm day today. I have a haul for you of some of the antiques that I picked up on our glamping trip in Suffolk. And I also have the one antique that I picked up in Rouen to share with you as well. Can you believe that I managed to find just one thing that cost €1? And then as we were leaving the car for, I found €1 on the floor. So Luke said I didn't actually spend any money on antiques in Rouen, but I did manage to get some really lovely bits while we were in Suffolk. You may have seen the vlogs. Thank you so much if you tuned into those. And if you haven't seen them already, I will link those in the description box for you. But yeah, I thought I would share with you some of the bits that I picked up on my adventures recently, and we would just have a little catch up. So yeah, it is a boiling hot day today. So apologies if I'm a little bit shiny. And I'm wearing a thrifted crochet number. This is a Zara shirt, and I just thought because it's got like little holes in it, it might be a bit cooler, but it doesn't seem to be having that effect, unfortunately. So apologies about the sweat situation. Let's start off with the one thing that I bought in Rouen, and that is this beautiful little postcard. Now this was just €1, and it is of Rouen itself, so I just thought it'd be a really lovely memory of the trip. And yeah, I was quite fascinated by this clock. It has what I think is a mouse on the hand that goes round. And when we were looking at it, it looked like it was going backwards. I mean, we had had a glass of rosé or two, but it did look, what we had, an Aperol Spritz, I think, at that point. But yeah, it did look like it was going back. I think it was kind of bouncing like this. So yeah, it was just a really beautiful clock, and it's a very kind of famous site in Rouen. So I just really liked that postcard, and I popped it into this silver frame. This is from Zara Home, and this was from the boot sale, and it cost me £1. And I thought this would look quite nice propped up, just yeah, on the side. And it's just like with the vintage little picture in it. I thought that looked lovely. And the other thing I bought whilst I was there, apart from some lovely food bits, some lovely wine and some food, I did pick up this little fridge magnet as a memory, and I went for one that has the beautiful buildings on it. What I love is how they paint all of the timbers on the exterior, so you get them in like this lovely, well, similar to my top actually, you get them in this kind of blue and the pink, and even this green. It's really lovely. I feel like we should do that more in the UK on some of the older buildings. I think it looks fab, rather than just like the black and white. Anyway, shall we, you know what I've forgotten, don't you? We haven't had a quick sip of the coffee. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm too hot. that's my excuse. There we are, that's better. So let's move on to the bits from glamping in Suffolk. And first of all, I have to show you this beautiful posy of dahlias. And these are from Kate's garden. So she put this together in this lovely little pot, this old pot, and this pot actually still has a price on it, which I think was written in permanent pen, the bargain price of 20p. So unless that's, yeah, I think that's permanent marker pen, so I'll just get a little bit of, oh, it does seem to be coming off actually, but yeah, I'll just get a little bit of nail polish remover or hairspray on that and whip that off in no time. But yeah, how pretty is that? And I've had this up on the kitchen shelf, so I think the heat's just starting to get to them a little bit, but they're so pretty, aren't they? And Kate was telling me that these flowers, when you cut them, they keep on growing and you get more and more. So maybe I'll have to have a go at planting some of these on the roof garden. They are beautiful, aren't they? So I'll pop those there. And then also, Kate gave me a load of apples from her garden as well. And these are eating apples. So I've got a great big bowl full of those to get through. And I love my apples, so I will thoroughly enjoy those. Thank you, Kate, if you're watching. And let's move on now to the actual antique bits that I picked up from the antique centre. Oh my goodness, that place was amazing. If you saw some of the footage in the vlog, that will have just given you kind of a glimpse. I could have spent hours in there. It was one of those antique centres that has like lots of different sellers selling within it. I feel like, sorry, I'm gonna do a quick in case I'm looking rather sweaty. Yeah, it had loads of different areas with different cellars. So it even had like summer houses, like several different ones, all at the back of the outdoor area. And all the outdoor area was kind of like reclamation yard vibes. So you had loads of the really old pots. You had lots of like interesting statues for the garden. You had things that you poke in the ground, you know, all that kind of stuff. A really lovely cafe there. And then in each of these summer houses, it was like a different cellar. So they all had various different things, and some of them were like in different styles. So some of the cellars kind of had the real French style furnishings. Some of them had amazing collections of china and pots and things like that. And then some of them were just really eclectic. Some of them were more kind of vintagey pieces. So it was a really good place to go. And yeah, I think we were all so excited when we found it, because we just saw a little sign off one of the country lanes as we were driving back to where we were staying from the beach. And we turned around in the car, first lay-by, we were right the way back there. And yeah, so glad we popped by. And also, we were there just before closing time. So I think we had around 45 minutes. We definitely could have spent longer browsing in there. So let me show you what I managed to buy in that time. The first thing is something that I really was looking out for whilst we were in France. And I've had something like this in mind. Oh, crikey, it's heavy, for the roof garden, as a kind of center, kind of focal point. One of these lovely stone pots, and I really wanted a very old one like this. Now it's quite shallow, and there's a tiny little hole in there. I don't know if that's like full drainage or, oh, yes it is. So that hole goes right the way through it, so it will drain the water through, which is good. So the plants that I put into here won't drown if it gets, you know, full of water, if there's heavy showers. And I'm thinking in here, maybe we'll do like little floral displays, like seasonal ones. So this could be like my pot where I switch up the planting within it. So imagine like some lovely tulips, not tulips, daffodils in here, and that kind of, those spring bulbs I was thinking would be really nice. And then maybe at Christmas time we go for more like, is it a cyclamen or something like that? We could have some trailing ivy, but it is very heavy. So yeah, oh. I'll make sure it goes on the decking where there's the additional support running underneath it, to make sure it's not going to cause any issues on there. But yeah, that was £20, which I think for these kind of old style pots is a very good price. I've seen a lot of them, well, a lot of them actually there were very expensive. A lot of them came in pairs and they were kind of into the hundreds. And I don't know quite how you value these sort of things. I'm not experienced enough at old stone pots, but I feel like this is the sort of thing that you can imagine might have been in like a stately home once upon a time, like, you know, like on top of a pillar. And actually, when I first saw it, they had it displayed on a square, well, like a rectangular shaped pillar that was probably about this tall and made of stone as well. Hello, Pumpkin. Pumpkin's come inside to have a little sniff. He's loving all the new additions. Do you want to come up and say hello to everybody? You're a bit hot and bothered today, aren't you? I know. So yeah, I potentially in the future could get like a plinth or some other kind of stone thing to stand it up on. It'll look even more grand and fancy. So yeah, very pleased with that. For all right. I know you like to sniff the flowers. Have to watch him with these. Yeah, very pleased with that, especially I thought the price was brilliant. And then I also spotted, well actually Luke spotted these two pots. There was a little stall kind of area within the antique centre that was very kind of French style, a lot of the kind of, almost I want to say shabby chic, but maybe that's not quite the right word, but yeah, a lot of the kind of old French style, you know, mirrors and nice kind of display objects. It was all really lovely. And yeah, I found Luke eyeing up these and I asked him if he was tempted, and he was, but I think he felt like he had enough pots for the time being. And then I thought, well, these might look really nice outside the kitchen window, maybe to put the faux olive trees in. So that was one idea I had for them. The other idea is just to use them inside. And when I took them to the till, the lady said that, I asked if she thought they would be okay outside, because it's kind of made up of like a fiberglass. So these are some kind of reproduction kind of things, and yeah, then painted. But she said that she doesn't think that they're frostproof, so they may be indoor plant pots. So maybe I will use these. So I've got two, and I was having a little play around, just for kind of like an idea. I popped this kind of faux topiary ball into one just to see how that looks. But I feel like I could get something a bit nicer in them, and maybe just have them indoors, and maybe put them like either side of the fireplace, perhaps on the floor, or maybe even on my little side table in YouTube corner. I don't know why I'm not in YouTube corner today. I think because I had so many bits and pieces, I've kind of come to this end of the sofa, and I don't really sit on this side of the sofa for filming a haul, so we're going a little bit crazy today. So yes, these were £24.99 each, and yeah, I just think they're lovely. I think they're really sort of different, and I love the green colour. So very happy with those as well. And then this next thing that I have to show you is actually a dumpster dive find. So there we are. This is something that Kate picked up en route to the campsite, and this was free, being given away. Kate also picked up a couple of camping chairs, and chairs were something that I was looking out for again in France, and I saw a few, but there was none that really took my fancy. But this is actually a really lovely one. It's nicely made. It's a tiny bit rickety, but I think it will certainly fit in nicely at the dining table, because, whoops, that's one of the kitten's toys there. I do have two kind of old kind of school chairs, and they're a similar shape to this one, so I think that will fit in quite nicely. And already Pumpkin has claimed that as, let me just switch this off. They do love this toy, by the way, this little gadget. It has a little kind of mouse thing that comes through, and then the butterfly spins around on it, but it's kind of, yeah, you can activate it, and Mittens is very good at that. She's like a little computer scientist sometimes, and she'll go over there and prod it with her paws, and just spend hours watching the little mouse thing poking out and just pouring it. So she does really enjoy that. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about this. The heat in London at the moment is something else. I think this evening is going to be an evening on the roof garden, that's for sure. Maybe I'll take this outside, actually, this stone pot, and put some soil in there. The other thing I was thinking might be quite nice in it is some succulents, and they had some beautiful succulent arrangements at this antique centre as well, which is quite inspiring. I've got quite a few out on the roof garden, and they seem to be really spreading. So they're the ones that kind of, they grow outwards, but they also have like the dangly bits coming off. So I think maybe a gravelly succulent display could be quite cool in that. Let me know in the comments what you think I should plant in there. But that is all of the bits that I have to show you. So it's a naughty shorty, but I just thought I would jump on, say hello, and show you these bits and pieces. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. And yeah, thank you so much for watching as always. I will be back with you very soon for another video, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. And yeah, any ideas for what I should put into these, do leave them in the comments down below. But yeah, that's it for this one. Have a lovely rest of your day or evening, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.